The pinnacle of my athletic career was definitely in my mid-teens. Even after having, surgery on my back for scoliosis and everything. 'Cause I was still practicing Taekwondo. I'm a first degree black belt. So I was always active to some degree. And I was, for someone at that time my size, I was definitely light on my feet. A lot of things, be able to be on my back like Jackie Chan and kind of jump up to my legs, trying to spring up. I think those are called pop-ups. I can't remember the name. Or, like the butterfly kick where your head goes under you and you got your legs coming over. Or even like the Jean-Claude Van Damme where he does like the spinning crescent kick where he spins and the legs wide open to split. I used to be able to do that regularly on the fly. No really need to like stretch. I was I was big, but I was light on my feet. I was able to move with anyone that was slimmer than me or quicker than me. I was able to keep up pace. May not be faster, but I was still able to keep up speed, able to keep up pace, and I was dominant in a lot of my matches, especially in sparring. Um, Even though I did forms and breaking boards as well, I was definitely in a league of my own, especially with some of my size. And I always trained with. I started with kids my size. I trained with adults, which let me know um, how much of the gap may have been between me and them, and how much more skill I need to learn. And I was able to be adults, like in that. I don't want to say easily, because then that would be too cocky. But I was able to beat them convincingly over time, and they gave me the respect because I was a student like them. But I put in my work, and I was very great at it. What stopped me was I caught a fracture in my wrist, which kind of took me out. And during the recovery process, I wasn't really doing martial arts, and my outlets for creativity and wanting to get the most out of my day shifted. So was that. But I still have the love of martial arts in me. I definitely want to go back into it fully at some point, and definitely something I want to give to my kids once I start having them because you never know. It's always good to have something there as a backup because the defense for yourself, and it's a beautiful art. At the end of the day, it's a martial art, so I always take great appreciation of it. The biggest lesson that I learned through all this is never succumb to your fear. If you fail, you are much closer to your end result than you passing. It's like a quote I think it said in Star Wars that the difference between the Padawan and the Master is that the Master is willing to fail more than the Padawan. Like he's willing to go through his 10,000 hours of getting things right sometimes, getting it wrong completely most of the time, just to figure out what niche works. If you succumb to your fear thinking that you're never going to get it, you're never going to get it. It will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. It makes no sense. You have to train your brain to say that you are going to get it at some point. But during this time, you got to take the ride. You got to go through every single step, every misstep, every fault. You got to learn through those mistakes because those are the reasons why you will eventually do it later. I wasn't able to do some of this stuff for a little bit because I was in fear. I hit my head doing some flips and kicks because I wanted to try to get it right. But once I got it right, it was on a dandy. Like I said, the Jean-Claude Van Damme spinning crescent kick, the butterfly kick with your legs over your head, popping up off the floor, being able to jump much high. At least my height at that time I was like 5'7", 5'8", and higher. Like all that takes effort and practice. You can't be scared of your fear. You just gotta do it. You gotta essentially throw caution to the wind. You know, um, not to be completely dangerous, but you can't let yourself be in fear of what's going on. And that's where the hard work comes in. That's where you put in your 10,000 hours. Now you got to know your pace when you're doing the 10,000 hours because you're never going to be like the next person. You don't want to be a carbon copy. You want to be yourself. In order to do that, you got to make sure you put in the work and work diligently. You got to go to the gym every so often throughout the week. You got to let your body rest because you got to let the brain work so that way you can learn more about yourself and learn about everything else that you're trying to do. But you also gotta let the body rest. So I would say at least 3 to 5 days of just working on your craft. And you can do that throughout the year. Some people need a few days, some people need a few weeks, some people need a year or two to perfect whatever technique that they're trying to do, or perfect where they are trying to improve on, which is a great thing. And includes you having those classes and then having moments where you practice on your own. And that's what separates the hard work. Because true hard work you will generate your own luck, and you will generate your own blessings to get to those points that you want to get to. If you just go to the gym where you're scheduled to go, you're never going to get anywhere because you're doing what everyone else does. If you want to get to what the next person does, you gotta change something. Maybe add extra workout a day, but you gotta be willing to commit it and go at your pace because everyone's schedule is different. You can't expect to be like Mayweather if you don't have a Mayweather schedule when you got X, Y, and Z to deal with. But there's a way that you can still practice and maximize your potential by going to the gym or working out, putting out your 1,000 shots or putting in 10,000 hours. There's a way.